Let's welcome Brandon. Next up is an incredible talent who also happens to be the musical director for Andre the Shields. He also will be doing music and hosting for you this weekend and is also going to be a central part of our amazing concert tonight. Mr. Drew Wuttke. Please welcome Drew.
Ready for this thing?
I'm so stoked you're ready. And then next, and certainly not least, the lovely lady whom you know from Hairspray. Let's have a nice warm welcome for her. Come on out here, Michelle Downey. And also, I just want to give a nod to the gentleman that did all the scoring for us this weekend, which is Jordan Wolf over here. So we'll get Jordan. And also backstage, but Anne-Marie, if you're back there, if you want to come out, I just want to thank Anne-Marie on stage. Anne-Marie, Anne-Marie helped us out for the whole show. She's amazing. We love you, Anne-Marie, so thank you. And thank you to everybody at Marie's Places and everybody from all the different teams that worked to put the show together. Now, like a proud father, I'm going to give the show over to your wonderful host. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the ensemble from Salute to Broadway.
Good morning! Oh, good. You're warm. I'm not yet. As you probably know, theater people are night owls. So 10 a.m. feels very early for us. But we all got our clock.
I don't think I've ever seen you this early.
I don't think I've ever, unless it was from
I wasn't convinced you existed in the daylight.
I don't think we do exist in the daylight. We're vampires.
Just convinced you're in
We've totally fooled you. We're vampires. Well, I'm Michelle. Everybody say hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
I'm a Scorpio. I love long walks on the beach. I would love to be outside in the sun by the pool right now because you can't take the Florida out of the girl. So, but we're inside, nice and cool.
It's beautifully.
And we're gonna have a crazy day. This lineup is insane. Are you guys excited? We're gonna talk to so many people, many a Tony winner.
Many a Tony
winner.
They just pop out.
And they're just gonna pop out. Like last night. Yes. Mark Shaman apparently popped at the Marie's Crisis piano bar last night.
Just walked up on stage.
Just walked up on stage.
Multi-award winning, Tony Award winning, Emmy Award winning, Oscar nominated.
She'll get her EGOT.
Oh yeah.
One day.
Yeah.
She'll get it. Or we have a lot to talk to everybody about. We're very excited. And we hope that you are too. I already see some people who are dressed for cosplay. I'm very jazzed. I see you in Hamilton. Uber, very cool. There's, I can't. Is that Cat? Yeah, Miss Misophonies? Gone Ballerina?
Your niece is here too.
I know it's not the choreography.
We cannot lose you. We cannot do this whole movie without you.
And I don't know, our stage managers backstage, if we could get more of us speaking into the monitors in front of us,
That would be amazing.
that'd be great. Now, is everybody coming to the concert tonight? You're not ready. You're not ready. I was gagged at the set list. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, girls backstage. Kristen and Christina. Liz. I just met so many people in like 5 minutes. What's that quote from Hercules? You're Brandon. I'm Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. We don't do bad days, you guys.
Yes, we don't do bad days. It's very...
Don't you just love how cool Cats is all of a sudden?
Listen,
first of all, there you are. Here,
I've always loved Cats.
Oh, I'm a Cats apologist. Don't worry.
Me too.
I love it.
Oh, that's great. Hopefully, I have my fan too. My Jordan, who did all the arrangements, is my husband. I know. Yeah. So he'll go get my Cats fan later. I'll need it. I'll need it.
I've like 3. I've seen it 3 times.
You seen it 3 times?
On the Broadway. I saw it once downtown.
I saw it once downtown. I haven't seen Broadway.
Have you seen it?
Has anyone seen that? Yes. I was like, oh, it's just everything.
It is.
It's so good. Like, I just love, that's one of the
Well, like, if you had told me 2 years ago that two of the best shows in town were going to be Cats and Phantom of the Opera, I would
I would have laughed at you.
Yeah.
I would have been like, you're lying to me. But I've seen Masquerade
I've
twice.
seen it a couple times myself.
Guys, are we East Coasters here? Come on, East Coast. All right, good. So you flew like us.
Yeah.
When did you get here? Last
Jersey,
night?
we got here last night.
Get here last night? Same. So did we. My husband and I flew in from Portugal.
Oh my.
I know. I'm like, surprise.
You were doing a cruise ship gig.
Yes, we were doing a gay river cruise. Which is better than a straight river cruise.
Sorry, sir.
Sorry, straight people. I mean, I'm straight too, but like, you're allies. It's Pride. You're gay adjacent. Happy Pride, everybody. And then I'm trying to convince Brandon to take off the tank top underneath the tank top because it's Pride.
Michelle, we're at the Westin.
But it's still Vegas.
I can't do any piano gigs or I'm not in a tank top because I sweat like I'm on
Well,
set.
same. That's why we're not wearing a lot of
It
layers.
is hot after all.
It is,
so,
baby.
yeah.
It's hot. It's too dark. I don't know what I'd like to celebrate with my baby tonight. I'd like to do with my baby tonight. I like it up to the late night. I don't know, give me a night. But I'm not ready tonight 'cause it's too dark out there. Okay, see, that kind of leads me into I wanted us to have a group warm up. Since I'm not warm, you're not warm.
I'm not awake.
We're not awake. This is a fever dream. It's all just gonna be a big fever dream with a bunch of Tony winners. It's gonna be wild. Tony. It's gonna be crazy. And with these lights on, I feel like maybe you're here. Maybe you're just figments of my imagination. All those people out there in the top. But I figured we should do like a warm up. Like, what's a nice, easy sing along that everybody would feel like good at?
Like, we're going to do a song or we're doing an actual one?
I want to do a real like, we're not doing that.
You know, I think that this is a great place to start.
Okay, at the very beginning.
I mean, don't threaten me with that time.
I was,
Is that what you want to do?
I was just making a gay joke.
I was thinking,
I think as the first song of the day.
or we could do, I got one for you.
This is us on a normal day. You guys are just like in our living room. By the way, this is how we act all the time. No, that's true. They don't know all the words to that. Or do you?
Well, let's ask them. What do you guys think
What
about
are
it?
you in the mood for as a warm up? What's a nice, easy song? What'd you say?
All right.
Oh, what a beautiful.
Oh, what a beautiful morning.
Oh, I put that down the wrong way. I put it in
Oh,
front
what a
of
beautiful
myself.
day. That's today. but that's really fun, actually. Okay, are we ready for our first panel, everybody? Yes! Man, I'm excited. This guy is one of the nicest guys to ever exist. You may know him from Sesame Street or the original company of Avenue Q. Please welcome to the stage, Lyon!
I can't see anything.
I know, it's hard. The lights are like...
It's tough to be a star.
It's really tough to be a star.
I mean, it'd be nice for you not to have to look at me, but it's not good for me not to look at you.
No, you gotta see a good shirt. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about branding, right?
So maybe, that's what it's all about. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Miss...
Great.
Oh, Portugal.
I know, right? It was crazy.
That's insane.
It was really fun. But you know, like 20 hours of flying is nuts.
I didn't
But
even
it's
like
worth it. It's all worth it.
I didn't even like the 6 it took me to get here.
Well, we just had rehearsal. We just saw each other like a week ago before I left for this cruise because we might be doing something special tonight at the concert. Yes, the Avenue Q fangirl in me is very overwhelmed. She's very excited. So I want to talk about the process of all of that because you were there from the very, very beginning.
Yes.
The tip top. At
Yeah.
the very first, I want to say the vineyard. Is that the very first origination or like?
My involvement with Avenue Q is very unusual. You know, most people have a role in a show. They write it, or they write the music, or they orchestrate it, or they appear in it, or whatever. Well, I also designed and built all the puppets for Avenue Q. So I wore multiple hats, and my involvement in the show actually predates the show, the fan club. Somebody had to say it.
I like it.
So Bobby and Jeff, the composer, lyricists, and creators of the show, met at a thing called the BMI Musical Theater Workshop, which is exactly what it sounds like. It is a musical theater workshop. It's an academic exercise sponsored by the BMI, who is a publishing company. And people get together and who are aspiring musical theater writers. And they work with a mentor in a classroom sort of situation, and they just write stuff.
Yeah, I think Brandon has actually done the BMI workshop a couple times.
I did. I went to NYU, which is a hell of a lot more expensive.
Well, and that's the thing. The thing about BMI Musical Theater Workshop is that you audition for it, and it is.
I believe it's free.
It is free.
At least it's free, yeah.
Yeah, it is free. But anyway, so Bobby and Jeff met there. And they did not apply together. They weren't a team going into the thing. They applied individually. Actually, Jeff first as a librettist. A lyricist. And then Bobby as a composer and lyricist. And they actually just, as a result of the class, they enjoyed each other's work. And so for the final assignment for the workshop, they said, let's do our final thing together. And so they partnered together for that. And the last thing you do in the first year of BMI Musical Theater Workshop is a 10-minute musical. As opposed to just doing a song or a series of songs, you write a 10-minute, beginning to end, full story arc musical.
I've been in a couple of those.
Yeah, and they got together, and they, like I said, they were not partnered before this. They got together to say, okay, we're going to do our final assignment. What do we both like? Nothing. They had nothing in common.
That's crazy.
Except for their love of the Muppets. That was their touchstone. And they said, so what can we do? Well, let's write. Now you gotta understand the BMI Musical Workshop, you write, it's an academic situation. You write for all kinds of things that you don't have the rights to. Like one of your assignments in year one is write a song for Willie Loman from Death of the Salesman. Or, write a song for Broadcast News, the musical. All right. So they decided they would write a spec Muppet musical, and it was called Kermit, Prince of Denmark. And they started writing this stuff together and presenting it in class to their peers, and the stuff that they were doing was being very well received. And somewhere along the way, Bobby and Jeff had they felt there was a piece missing to the puzzle. They're like, we're writing for Muppets, but we're singing the song. Shouldn't we have a puppet perform them in class? Wouldn't that be cool?
Wouldn't that be cool?
And Jeff had been an intern at the music department of Sesame Street, and a position from which he was fired for too aggressively promoting his own song abilities. It's like, Jeff, go make coffee for the composer. Yeah, but I write songs. Jeff, go make copies for the band. Yeah, but I write. Jeff, go deliver these to these. Yeah, but you're fired. So, but he knew some people from that job. He knew some people at the studio, and one of the people he knew was a mutual friend who was a puppet wrangler at Sesame Street. And Jeff went to Laura McLean and said, hey, we're doing this thing. Do you know anybody who does Kermit? And Laura and I have known each other for many years, and, ask any puppeteer. There's nobody who's a puppeteer, you have to ask twice to do a Kermit. So she said, Jeff and Bobby are writing this thing, blah, blah, blah. That's my Lars impersonation.
That's good.
And I, of course, had never heard of BMI. I had no idea who Jeff and Bobby were. Why would I? Nobody did at that point. But one of the things that I've always sort of predicated my career on is don't say no until you have a good reason. So I was like, well, let's get together, let's find out what you're about. And I went to, I believe it was Jeff's apartment, to hear Bobby and Jeff present the song that they wanted me to sing. And 4 things immediately impressed me. First, most people in BMI are trying to reinvent musical theater. They're trying to put their spin on Sondheim, or I'm going to write atonal, multimetric, whatever, And the first thing that impressed me about the song was that it was a, standard musical theater, golden age of Broadway kind of song. It was tuneful. Second thing that impressed me was it was funny. It was a funny song. Third thing that impressed me was that it was a good song for Kermit. They knew who they were writing this song for. They understood the Kermit character. And the fourth thing, that just Jeff and Bobby were really nice guys, and I liked them right from the get-go. So I
feel
said,
like that's a big part of show business, is that, do I want to be with this person for many hours a day?
Right.
oh yeah,
Just
absolutely.
working on things and creating things? Like, are they cool? Are we going to mesh well? How's the hang? I think that's very important.
No, that was very important. So I said, yeah, sure, I'll do it in your class. And of course, at first they were like, well, let's see, do we hide you behind the piano? Do we have to hold up a curtain or whatever? And I'm like, dudes, I've been doing this for a long time. When I was in college, this gives you an idea how old I am, the Muppet movie came out. And I had friends, I was a theater major, of course, and yeah, exactly. And I had friends who performed in like the coffee houses and cabarets, right? That wasn't my scene, but that's what they did. And people knew I was a puppeteer, and they're like, hey, can you come and sing Rainbow Connection in our cabaret? So, and for that, you don't have a stage and stuff like that. But I knew from that experience that all I had to do was bring out a puppet and sit it on my lap, and nobody would notice me, right? The puppet takes on its own life, and that's where the focus goes. So it's like, I just sit on a stool and I'll sing the song, and everybody in the class will accept it.
Yes.
And that's exactly what happened. I sang their song, and the class went crazy. Bobby described it as as if Frank Sinatra came in and performed for the class, because there was Kermit the Frog, the celebrity. And
it felt very similar.
Yeah,
I feel that way right now.
Right, I know.
So it went over like gangbusters, and their mentor for the class encouraged them to make it into a full-length piece. And so that's what we spent the next year doing, making it into a full-length piece that we eventually pitched to the Henson Company. And they went, nah. And then Bobby and Jeff went, well, why are we writing for someone else's IP? Why are we writing for someone else's character so they can turn us down? Mm-hmm. Let's do our own thing. And that's when Avenue Q was born.
Gotcha.
So I was with it before it was out.
Before it was even
Yeah.
a concept. You were with it for the pre-concept.
Yeah.
The pre-pre workshop.
Yeah, and I just went along on
Right.
a ride.
Well-
I'm one of the only people who never auditioned for Avenue.
Right, they were like, well, you're here, you're doing it, you're a huge part of it, you're an integral part of it, because you were also building the puppets out as they were creating characters.
Exactly, yeah.
So you were like creating Cake Monster in real time. And you're still creating them. You just told me like last week that you just sent the original Cake Monster, I think, to the UK.
Well, I don't know how many of you are aware of the West End scene, but Avenue Q just opened a revival in London this year, this spring. So I had to build a whole bunch of new puppets for that. So yeah, so I continue 24 years later. I'm still, you know.
It's
Been 24
been 24
years.
years.
Well, Bobby and Jeff and I met in 1999.
Yeah. And then because I remember.
We have to do this before it gets too.
I know, we gotta bring it around. I also want to point out to you, Rick, that I did see another Mickey and Rod in the audience somewhere.
Really?
I saw them walk. Hi!
Oh my God!
Oh wow! They're like, I was like,
Those look great.
I was like, Rick's gonna love this. They look great.
That's fabulous. Are you guys here in Vegas, or where'd you come from?
San Jose.
San Jose. Nice.
They're really great. I saw them earlier and I was like, oh, Rick's gonna love this.
Oh, I don't know. I have to take a look at them. Oh, this is an out-of-body experience.
Yeah.
How strange and unusual.
Right, isn't that weird to like see yourself?
All right.
Wow.
Hey, if you were gay, that'd be okay.
It would be okay. We all love you. Happy Pride, Rod. That's,
Nice.
I mean,
I don't know what key it's in.
I don't know what key is this?
C.
Is it C?
Yeah.
This is in C?
Yeah. Okay, but just so you know, if you were gay, that'd be okay. I mean, cause hey, I'd like you anyway. All right, that's one of that.
Not an impromptu. Thank you, Nikki.
All right, welcome.
Thank you. I was like,
I can't wait. I'm sorry, I got cat hair on my face.
Oh, I ain't sore, so I gotta.
Yeah.
When you get this right on, you'll
That damn revival.
It's that damn cats revival. Those cats are everywhere.
When your skin is fleecy, you kind of stick to stuff.
Well, let me ask you, Nikki.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite moments, maybe on stage or off, like maybe an on stage mishap or something?
Oh, well, I have lots of ones that are not my favorite. I think the most dramatic one was, and it's one that a lot of people know about, was when we were in previews at the Vineyard.
This is a good story.
We were seriously in our second or third day of previews, and previews before you actually open the show. And Avenue Q was the biggest thing that the Vineyard had ever done. They actually took out the first 3 rows, I think, of the theater to accommodate the stage, and they built an extension in the front. And there were escape stairs on either end of that extension in front. And like I said, this is early previews, and previews, nothing is really ready, right? It's you throw the stuff on stage, and not everything was built, not everything was ready. At the end of The Internet is for Porn, I do a big Al Jolson with Trekkie at the audience, right? Big, yeah. And I'm in a pin spot. And Jen Barnhart, my wonderful co-performer with all my two-handed puppets, actually during the playoff, she had to go up onto the second floor to do Mrs. Thistletwad up in the window up on the second floor. So on the applause in the playoff, she actually comes out of his right hand, runs up the upstage center door and goes bolting up to the second floor. So I have this little, time filler so that she can go upstairs. I kind of dance off the stage in the pin spot and go off to the side of the stage and then down the stairs. Well, there was no glow tape yet. So in that lights out with the pin spot in my head, I could not see the stairs and I fell off the stage. I actually, worse than falling off the stage, I fell down the stairs and I destroyed my ankle. And when you're off Broadway, I sprained it very badly. Apparently you have like 3 major tendons in
Yes.
your ankle or something, and I tore all of them. And so off Broadway, there's no understudies. And so we just had to stop the show and take Rick to the hospital. And we spent that whole night and the next day figuring out how we were going to do the show without Rick. And that was really crazy, and that was insane. But there was only one way to do it. And the fortunate thing, I mean, it was really, I was the right person to have that happen to, because almost the entire show, I'm partnered with someone.
Right.
So what we did, since Jen follows me around almost all the time anyway, she did all my puppets without a right hand. And I sat in the house in like corner chair of the front row and voiced everything while she puppeteered them all on stage. So that was memorable. So we were only dark for a day. We spent a day figuring it out.
Talk about the show must go on.
And it was weird because I'm literally sitting in the audience.
Like watching it happen.
And so half the audience is going,
It's like, especially people sitting like near you, they're like, I can hear you.
oh yeah, no. I mean, it's not like I was,
Right there.
no, I wasn't like behind a wall. I was just sitting next to the people in the audience with a mic.
You gotta watch for certain cues and things. That makes so much sense. But what a crazy experience. That
Well, and yet by the same token, it was in our performance relationship actually really great experience for Jen and me. Because I had to watch her, she had to listen to me. We had to know each other's timing so explicitly and implicitly. By the way, we did the show that way for 8 weeks.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that when I did get back up on stage, there was this sort of psychic connection that we had that just really served the show incredibly.
It really
And I hasten to add, it couldn't have happened with anybody but Jen.
She's the best.
She's that good.
She is that good. I just did a show with her.
Yeah?
I was saying over the holidays we were elves. But meeting her, because I had never met her before, I totally fangirled at her. And I was just like, take her home, she's wasted, yay! And she just lost her mind. And I was like, no, you don't understand. Like, I rushed to see the show. I won the lottery, like the day that I auditioned. Yes, like the day I auditioned.
in braces.
Yes, in braces, we were there. And so we were, big fans. I just want to remind everybody that in 5 minutes, I'm going to take questions from the audience. So I'm looking at you, Nick and Nikki and Rod. If you have questions for any of our panelists at the last 5 minutes, line up at this microphone here, and then we're going to take your questions. No pressure, just want to let you know, that's why a random microphone is over there. But I wanted to ask you, who are your inspirations?
Oh, well, that's easy. Are you talking to Nikki or are you talking to me?
I'll tell both.
Okay. 'Cause I don't have any.
You have any inspirations?
No, I'm very uninspired. Well, I mean, I had the great good fortune to work with my hero. If you were a kid in my generation and you grew up watching TV, then you were watching Jim Henson's puppets on TV.
That's right.
And I had the great good fortune to work with Jim for 3 short years before he passed. And so, I mean, Jim was everything.
Right.
You know.
He's everything that I dreamed of, right? Like, he's
And
exactly what I was.
and I got to be honest, and I get emotional about it because I got to do something Jim didn't get to do. Jim always wanted to do a Broadway show, and he never quite figured it out. He was worried about hiding the puppeteers on stage. He didn't. It's so interesting because he didn't trust the idea of having puppeteers on stage.
Right. And not hiding them, just letting them be.
Yes, and so he was, because if you look very deep into the annals of Jim Henson stuff, I mean, he had design sketches with, where there were Broadway stages with big pits in the stage and stuff like that to hide the puppeteers and stuff. And the irony of that is that I put puppets on stage because of Jim and because I knew he showed that you could do it. Remember Jim used to do like talk show appearances all the time?
Yes.
He'd go on to Johnny Carson or Merv Griffin or Mike Douglas or whatever, and he'd go and he'd just sit on the guest chair with Kermit.
Yeah.
And nobody cared.
No.
Nobody cared that Jim wasn't a ventriloquist. So Jim showed me the way to do Avenue Q without ever trusting himself to be able to do it.
Right.
So,
And he gave that to you.
Yeah.
And then you gave that to us.
yeah.
Like, how much did we? Like, when it was such a musical, and I was obsessed with it very much as a kid, and I loved it as a kid. I was like, I'm so old.
Well, I mean,
I loved it so much. I loved the Muppets. I grew up on the Muppets on Sesame Street, and it was a big chunk of my New York story to come and see that.
Well, it's such a great idea. The idea for the show is such a great idea. When we're little kids, we have Sesame Street, and we have the Muppets telling us we're special and that we're loved, and you know. And when we grow up, where's the counterpart to that? So Avenue Q was the counter. Was like, well, what if Sesame Street had to grow up and deal with adult things like racism and online pornography and stuff like that? So where are the furry fuzzy friends to help us when we're adults? And that's where the idea of Avenue Q was born.
And it's perfect, and it's still relevant today.
Well, and it's
just
not
reopened as revival in the West End.
And it's an original idea.
Yeah.
It's not based on
It's not based on
movie.
anything.
It's not based on a book. It's its own original thing. And I think that's one of the reasons that it's so attractive to people, because it's a fresh, it's a new idea. It's original.
Yes. And it's so hard to get producers, frankly, to even look at work now that is an original idea.
Oh,
that's not based off of IP of a movie or a book or something.
It would never have originated now.
Right.
Never.
You got to be like right place, right time.
Yep.
Serendipity.
Do you have more questions?
Well, I wanted to ask you. I made up these questions.
Okay.
It's called do you know this?
I'll make up the answer.
Okay. On the Steve, on the Colbert show, he would do the Colbert report, the questionnaire. So I created Dr. Dowdy's deep dive. Now here, and the deep dive. Now either you're supposed to be rapid fire, whatever you want. Now you can answer, or Nikki can answer. Either way, whoever feels inclined, or who has an answer.
He's kind of shy, so maybe I may answer.
Okay. Oh yeah, please,
Okay.
please, Nikki. I just love talking to you. All right, here we go. Fast one. Who is your Broadway Mount Rushmore?
Who is my brother?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I can't. I don't have an answer for that. That's a complicated question.
Is it?
Yeah, because it gets into all sorts of body issues and stuff too.
Here, let's try this. Nikki, are you a coffee, an energy drink, or a tea person?
Beer.
Beer. That's my guy. All right.
I mean, when I come down from the high.
Right. The beer is always better to chase it with. I agree. Who's your favorite villain? All time.
Lucy the Slut.
I've been singing that song for years. If you could see any Broadway show that's open or closed at any time, you can go back in the time machine, what would you see?
Flahooley.
Flahooley?
Flahooley. It's an old 1940s musical. It had an incredibly short lifespan, but it featured the marionettes of Bill Baird.
I love that.
Yeah.
What a wonderful answer.
I think it was a WPA musical.
Oh my God, I'm learning so much. Describe your perfect day off.
Well, a little and a beer and a lot of napping. That's my perfect day.
We're gonna have a day off together real soon. Okay, what's your go-to audition song?
Being Green.
Being Green, very good. Keep up to the job. Let's see, you guys are into that. Okay, now this is fun. I like this. Have you heard of the Muppet Theory?
Probably not.
Okay, so the Muppet Theory is that in each of us, there is a Muppet. It's either a chaos Muppet or an order Muppet.
Okay.
So who would you identify with? Are you a chaos Muppet or an order Muppet? I think I know the answer.
I think I split the difference.
Split, yes.
Yeah, because I think I'm an order Muppet because I'm an ally. I was an ally before there was such a word.
That's right. That's right. Nikki was like the first ally on Broadway.
By the way, that was the first song that was actually written for Avenue Q, If You Were Gay. That was the first one that came out of Bobby and Jeff's pen.
Oh, how
And I'm also a little chaotic because you see how I ribbed my buddy Rod. It's like Ernie and Bert, right?
Yes.
So, and I think Ernie is definitely a chaos muppet, so.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. What's your favorite smell?
That's you.
It's me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. All right. This is my, this is a theater, we're at a theater conference, so I have to ask.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Sondheim lyric?
Oh, my favorite Sondheim lyric. Tragedy tomorrow, comedy tonight.
Yeah! Yeah! This is good. All right. Now, what was the first Broadway show you ever saw?
There was a musical. See, this dates him. There was a musical of Two Gentlemen of Verona.
Yes.
Starring Raoul and Julia.
Raul Julia. Oh, I'm so jealous. You saw him in person.
I know, I was like 12. I had no appreciation for it.
It did win Best Musical.
It's such a weird show.
Yeah, I know.
And they
It's such a
didn't
weird
just
show.
do like a workshop of it recently.
Yeah,
I don't know,
it's
did
back-
they?
It's back.
It's kind of
Back in the
back.
whisper.
Yeah? Oh, jeez. It was so strange.
Well, that was the Dr. Downey deep dive.
All right.
We did it, and we have a couple people lined up over here.
All right.
It's great.
How come I'm not standing in line?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What's your name?
My name's Mark.
Hi, Mark. Everybody say hi, Mark.
So I saw Avenue Q in London, the original production where Simon Lipkin did
Yes.
your part. Do you have any influence in the companies when they're doing it? Do you help them rehearse and give them any tips?
It depends on the situation. Some of you may or may not know that we opened a company in Las Vegas in 2 years after we opened on Broadway, and we did so many shows that we actually had 2 casts, and for that I trained everybody. And of course I was the Broadway puppet coach for many years. In London, I did not go over to coach those people, and neither did I for this latest revival. I was too busy building the puppets. I was like, Jason, if I come over there and teach the puppet, I will finish the puppets, if I teach people. So that didn't work out. And I still, to this day, I have a rental set of puppets that I rent out, and I will frequently go out and coach people's productions at Avenue Q, at a regional level or even the school productions. I love going out and coaching the school productions because you go to a regional theater and they've got the job.
Right.
They're like, they want to get through this with the least amount of resistance as humanly possible, right? And the kids are just there and they're embracing a new challenge and stuff. It's so wonderful. I love that.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's a great question.
Great question. Say, what's your name, Queen?
My name is Emily.
Everybody say hi, Emily.
Hello. I was curious if anyone from the Henson family or the workshop or Sesame Workshop ever visited the show, or if they ever had an opinion on the show, officially or unofficially?
Sure. Well, that's actually a big issue. You may or may not recall that when we opened on Broadway, we had a disclaimer at the bottom of the program that said this production has no affiliation with Sesame Street Workshop or the Jim Henson Company. That was a legal absolute. They were like, we're going to sue your ass if you don't. Disassociate us from you.
Yeah.
But the truth is, everybody, of course, Avenue Q sadly came after Jim had passed, many years. But everybody who worked for Jim came to see the show. Frank Oz came to see us off Broadway. He actually came the day I fell off the stage. Yes. And he was like, I couldn't see the show. But then when he came back and saw us on Broadway and took us all out afterwards. And Dave Goles, the guy who plays Gonzo, came to see the show. And Jerry Nelson came to see the show. All the Sesame Street live cast, the Humans, Bob and Sonia and everybody came to see the show. And everybody. Everybody said the same thing. Everybody said, Jim would have loved this show. course, his family didn't feel that way. The funny thing about the Henson Company is that they were adverse to it without knowing anything about it. They didn't understand that the show was really a love letter to Jim Henson's work and why we like Jim Henson's work, why we care about it. And Jane Henson eventually went to the show and was entirely convinced that she was going to hate every minute of it. And she had to admit to her daughter Heather Henson, who was there with her, that she loved it. So, there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alexander Hamilton. Sorry. What's your name?
I'm Nixon.
Hi, Nixon. Everybody say hi, Nixon.
That's the wrong president.
He's gonna do like one of these.
Okay. I'll do it for one time. I'm not a crook.
There you go. Star.
My favorite, or my question is, what's your favorite puppet or Muppet?
Well, obviously my puppets are my favorite puppets because I had something to do with their creation.
Right.
I mean, anybody like me, you know, and I'm also, like I said, I was very lucky. I got to work with Jim. And in that capacity, I doubled for Kermit sometimes. And so Kermit would have to be my favorite puppet.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Nixon.
By the way, that's one of the reasons Nikki is green.
Oh, I see. Oh.
Hi, me.
Hi, Nikki. Hi, Rob.
This is so confusing.
I know. It's like looking into a mirror. What are your names?
I'm Chase.
I'm Charlie.
Hi, boys.
Did you guys in fact make those puppets?
I made them.
Very nice.
They're really great. Right, they're really. What are we wondering? What's our question?
How long, on average, does it take you to make the puppets?
That's a good question. Of course, the longest part of the process is developing the patterns and everything because there's a lot of R&D that goes into it. You know, trying to get the right shape and the right size and blah, blah, blah. To actually, once the patterns are done, it takes at least 100 to 120 man-hours a piece to make an MMQ puppet. Lucy takes longer. She is such a detailed puppet. She is a detailed puppet. And Trekkie Monster takes a little less time because he's less detailed and he doesn't have a costume. You know, see, this is the thing about puppets. They can't wear people clothes. There's nobody who sells a shirt with some sleeves coming out the elbow like that. So you have to make all their clothes. And hopefully there's no 6-year-old or 8-year-old out there with the shape of Lucy. So you have to make all their clothes too. So, you know, the more complicated the puppet is, the longer it takes. Yeah, but I would say on average 100 to 100 man-hours a piece.
That's amazing. You guys look incredible. You did a fantastic job.
You're gonna come by my table later, right?
Yeah, you're gonna come by and talk. I was gonna say, he's gonna be at his table. I believe there's autographs to be made and pictures and puppet talk and shop. And I think maybe there'll be a fun viral video of you guys all talking to each other. I think that's very cute. But thank you guys so much for your questions. You're fabulous. Thank you so great.
That's it?
I think that's it.
We're in.
I think we nailed it.
I hope I said a couple of things that were interesting.
And then you talked about, because we love magic and you love magic.
Oh, yeah.
And that quote you said when we were talking about magic and puppetry, I think let's leave them on that.
Okay, well, you know that hoary old expression, theater is the willing suspension of disbelief, right? Like, we all go to a theater and we agree to sit down and pretend that big roll of corn that's cardboard is actually corn. And then this guy comes out and says, "Oh, what a beautiful morning." And we pretend his name is Curly, but his name is Bob and he's from New Jersey. And he's never been on a horse. Puppets work a slightly different way. I like to think of it rather than being a willing suspension of disbelief. I like to think of it as the creation of belief. Because one of the things about puppets that are not like human actors, when Nikki comes out on stage, Nikki's never been anything else. We don't have to pretend that Nikki's Nikki, because Nikki is Nikki. right? And the thing that magic and puppetry and theater generally have in common is with puppets and magic specifically, it's the unhidden thing that or I should say it's the hidden thing that makes it work, right? Puppetry is about, like magic, it's about, you know, what's that phrase? You know, misdirection.
Yes.
Right, well, you're looking over here, this is what we want you to look at, or don't look at this while we do this, or whatever. A magician, you know, Penn and Teller, the guys who, you know, demystify magic by showing you. The thing about Penn and Teller is that the more they demystify it, the more mystifying it becomes, because what you learn to appreciate is the virtuosity of what they're doing that is unseen to you. And that's what puppetry is. It's the unseen virtuosity of the puppeteer that makes puppetry work. And there's, Teller says, when he speaks, magic and puppetry are very similar because when you see bad magic, you instantly recognize it for what it is.
Right.
And same with puppetry. There's good puppetry and there's puppetry that just isn't puppetry. Right? So I think that's one of the things that has always drawn me to the art form, you know.
I love that. I love that quote. Thank you, honey.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.